This is his first match.
That's respect. We got to point out again, respect. Unless you're Ethan Page or especially RJ City, all these Super Indy athletes have followed the common theme here this evening. And I think it's very, very admirable that we continue to see that even as the competition heightens.
I'll point out Ethan Page did shake his opponent's hand after.
So even Ethan Page, in his brash ways, adhered to the Super Indy tradition. Dare I say code of honor, similar thought process. Sabin held the Super Indy Championship through all of 2004, lost it in December when he was injured, and was not able to defend it. Memorable rivalry back in the day with a young man named John McChesney.
Yes.
Sabin went unbeaten in IWC for 2 full years. A man you may have heard of by the name of Samoa Joe was what was needed to end that streak.
Well, when the machine guns don't work, you pull out the cannon.
And segue to that, Sabin's success as a member of the Motor City Machine Guns with Alex Shelley. We've seen them capture championship gold in the U.S. and Japan, as well as dominate some of IWC's top tag teams in their stays here, most notably Zema Ion and Jason Gorey when they were known as Babyface Fire. Sabin has been near unpenetrable every time he's come into an IWC ring. But let's talk Facade. Facade could be the first man ever. Roll up, shoulders down on Sabin, 2-0. Springboard drop kick, nicely done. Facade winning Super Indy number 12. Facade could be the first man to win back-to-back tournaments. And this springboard didn't connect flush, but certainly did its damage on the way down.
I would say that no one wants it more than Michael Facade. If you're talking about sheer hunger and determination, then Facade is your clear-cut choice. Unfortunately, wanting it isn't enough.
You gotta seize it, you gotta grasp it. Sabin counter.
If wanting it was enough, I'd be married to Kate Upton.
And you cannot underestimate Sabin's footwork as well. Cover and no. Sabin doesn't have the martial arts background of Facade, but dare I say Sabin can match Facade's quickness.
Yeah, the signature of the Motor City Machine Guns was their unbridled speed. They just hit you and continued hitting you. Go right ahead.
I was going to mention in 13 years, only one man has won 2 tournaments, Super Hentai 1 and 8. And Facade trapped. And I'll have to say that no one has come close to two-peating in back-to-back years. Facade could make Super Indy history and capture his 4th championship, tied for another record.
Yeah, very true. I mean, again, another big if based upon who he's in the ring with.
Also, Facade could be the first man to win Super Indy who was not officially part of the tournament at the start of the night. While RJ City looks to destroy history, Facade looks to make history. And Sabin looks to make Facade history.
You really have a problem with RJ City advancing through this tournament, don't you?
I was just making an observation.
I can hear the bile in your voice about it. You see, let's just put the cards on the table. You're upset that RJ City is still in this tournament.
I'm not surprised, but I'm certainly not happy. I've been here since almost day one for Super Indy. I've watched it grow and evolve. With RJ City, I feel we could regress. Sabin, great float over off of the suplex. Keep in mind the resolve and staying power of Sabin. Not just talking about his Super Indy 3 victory, but talking about injuries. Sabin completely tore apart separate knees in subsequent years. 2 years on the shelf. Came back looking this good. That's almost unfathomable.
The hard part being one knee, and then as he finally gets back and moving, he injured the next one almost right out of the gate. He was not competing very long before that second knee injury happened. And I am correct, it was the same injury, just the other knee.
Correct, I believe so.
That not only takes away your, training aside, that does something to your head. The way you think about yourself, the way you think about. Thank you, Pedro. Oh, your mentality changes when something like that happens, and you have to have the internal strength and fortitude to make it through to the other side.
Sabin now elevating Facade. Much like we talked about earlier with Guevara, Sabin has done a great job taking Facade out of his comfort zone, grounding him to the canvas.
I don't know that I would have set him on the top rope. That's where he is perhaps his most dangerous.
Touche, but I think Sabin's looking to finish this.
Sure. If I know a guy's good with a knife, I'm not going to hand him a sword.
Facade fights his way free. Gonna go high risk. To your point, Jayworth walking the ropes. Facade special. And could be a turning point. Again, to your point, Sabin's first opponent he's had to deal with, Facade's fourth in his second match. That's the perks of winning Super Indy. You don't have to qualify, and certainly you don't have to go through the ringer as some of these unproven talents have. Not that Facade is anything but unproven, just hit some bad luck this year.
Sure, but if I can play devil's advocate, why does Sabin get the bye?
Because he's a former Super Indy winner.
Sure, but
Yeah, but Facade didn't qualify.
Sure.
Sabin was an invitee. There's two ways to get in.
I would argue that maybe Facade deserved the chance to just be invited.
And I don't think you're out of line in that assumption. But you got to wonder if perhaps Justin LeBar had some manipulation to affect that.
Yeah, possibly.
Sabin, an expert back kick. Facade matrix is up. Connects with footwork of his own.
Sabin with the quickness, saw what was happening and stayed pace for pace with him.
And Facade goes springboard once again. It's advantage Facade in the kicking game thus far. Over into the cover, and notice Facade left the left side of Chris Sabin exposed.
Bridging over, it looked nice, and it was effective, but in changing your weight like that, it gave Sabin a way to get off the mat.
And it's Facade, full Nelson. Sabin was able to place his foot behind the calf of Facade to counter the momentum. Going forward a second time, Sabin counter drops down this time. Facade going forward a third time, turns things around into the neckbreaker, and drops Sabin as well. And 2-0.
He had him hooked there. That was pure Sabin muscling out. That was impressive.
You can hear the murmur in this crowd as Facade prepares to go in for the kill on Sabin.
And you can hear the crowd clearly fans of Sabin. Oh, possibly looking for the Arashikage. Counter, knees up.
Yeah, Sabin feeling the effects of that one. But is he laying in wait? Facade walking the ropes. Sabin catches! And check this out.
A Texas Cloverleaf.
Not something I've seen from Sabin often. Will Facade tap away the Super Indy dream? The chance to live forever in history.
He doesn't quite have the weight quite where he needs it. There we go. Now he's got it in.
Oh, much like Petey earlier with the sharpshooter. That low center of balance. Low to the ground. No breathing room for Facade. Bridging upward hurts Facade more. And finally to the rope. Could Facade have survived that if it wasn't for the mentality of all of Super Indy riding on his shoulders?
Yeah, you have to believe there's a special amount of motivation in him tonight. Oh.
My God.
One more time.
Sabin elevates Facade. Interesting neck breaker. Nicely done. That's going to do it. Sabin on. No.
He didn't have any weight over his shoulder, over his left shoulder. All it took was him to raise his hand. Sloppy pin, that could have been it. Sabin, a veteran of this, should have known better.
That could be some of Sabin's overconfidence coming out. Sabin certainly seemed to be quite full of himself when he interrupted Facade's interview earlier tonight.
Very true. He said it didn't matter who else was in it. He was going to win it.
Kind of rhymed.
Kinda. It did rhyme.
Facade sends Sabin back into the corner.
Oh.
And Sabin has something to meet Facade with. Victory roll. No, Facade carries the momentum through. Facade has pinned Sabin.